The Christmas break has finally arrived for the Ontario Hockey League season, but that doesn't mean we have some news items to cover before we get ready for Christmas with friends and family. I just wanted to do a quick news update, starting off the CHL Top 10 rankings. That was dropped Tuesday. We found out the Baie-Comeau Drakkar, they cannot be beat right now. They're number one in the country for the third week in a row, representing the QMJHL, which now stands for the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League. I kind of like the touch. They announced that change, I believe it was last week. It used to be the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, but because they have teams in the East Coast, it's now the Quebec Maritimes Junior Hockey League. So that's Baie-Comeau Drakkar. They're on a 13-game winning streak and just one loss in their last 23 games. So not surprised seeing the Drakkar number one in the CHL Top 10 ranking, but there were three teams representing the Ontario Hockey League, and the Sioux Greyhounds, they are the highest ranked team right now from the OHL. They're sitting third in the country after getting a big win against the Kitchener Rangers last Friday at the Odd. And then those Rangers dropping to number 4 overall in the CHL Top 10 rankings. And the third team to make the cut, Saginaw Spirit, sitting at number 5. So it's a nice way to go into the Christmas break. We've got the three strongest teams right now in the Western Conference represented on the CHL Top 10 ranking. Although if you looked at the progress report video I posted the other day, you'll see there's a few other teams that should be considered as powerhouses in the Western Conference. So you'll have to check out that video to see what I mean. But still, the CHL Top 10 ranking listing three teams from the OHL, Sault Ste. Marie, Kitchener, and Saginaw. And the Canadian Hockey League also announcing the top prospects game lineup, the players that have been invited out to Moncton, New Brunswick. It'll include 18 players from the Ontario Hockey League, which is pretty exciting stuff. One player from the Barrie Colts will be heading down east, and that's Cole Beaudoin. Beaudoin, he's been having a fantastic run this season, and it's great to see him being recognized. I know he's got that B rating from NHL Central Scouting, which projects him to go in the second or third round in the NHL draft in June. So this is a great chance for Cole Beaudoin to put his skills on display, because I'm thinking back to 2020 when Tyson Forrester was invited to the top prospects camp, and he put on a show. And because of the performance that Tyson Forrester put on, I think that helped the scouts decide he should be an A-ranking player, and Forrester ended up going in the first round to the Philadelphia Flyers, and Forrester right now looking not too shabby with Philadelphia. So Cole Beaudoin looking to have a similar path to the National Hockey League, and it all starts in January. So next month, they'll all be heading out east to take part in the CHL Top Prospects game. I know I already did an interview earlier this year with Cole Beaudoin, so maybe we'll have to touch base with him again once the Prospects camp is over, and just to hear how the experience was for him. And before we head out, I just wanted to do a quick channel update. It's been pretty exciting just seeing the growth here on the channel, and I thank you so much for watching these videos, hitting like and subscribe. And last I checked, we've had 2,000 views, or over 2,000 views over the last month, which to me is mind-blowing, because when I started the channel back in August, I was just doing it just to see, if there's an interest in the vlogging style of reporting for the Canadian Hockey League, or for the Ontario Hockey League, rather, because I already do the play-by-play for the Barrie Colts on Rogers TV, which I love doing, and I just love junior hockey so much that I wanted to branch out a little bit and see how it would be received. And so far, you guys have responded very well, and I thank you very much for that. And I didn't say it in a video, but back at the training camp, I kind of figured, well, if I get maybe 100 subscribers by Christmas, maybe I'll keep the channel going, or maybe it'll just fade away, or we'll see what the response is like. So right now, sitting at 50 subscribers, last I checked at the time of recording, and I think it's still pretty exciting that people are subscribing and tuning in to talk about what's going on in the Ontario Hockey League, and even to do interviews. I posted the video earlier today of the interview I was able to do with John Bartlett, the right now play-by-play voice for Rogers Sportsnet and Hockey Night in Canada. It was so cool to be able to chat with him. He was in a hotel in Winnipeg in between calling Winnipeg Jet games. He called the Jets versus Canadians earlier this week, and then tonight he's calling the Jets and Red Wings game. So it's really cool just to touch base with other fellow broadcasters, hear some of their story, because for Bartlett, he started his broadcasting career with the Barrie Colts, and he was a part of that run in 2002. So if you haven't seen that interview yet, make sure you check it out. I'll probably put a clip here so you can click on it But still, even catching up with other broadcasters has been really, really fun and interesting. We had Mike Farwell on from the Kitchener Rangers. We had Mikey Kay from Mississauga, Reed Duthie from the Brantford Bulldogs. So the list goes on. And I just want to say thank you for you guys for tuning in to watch the interviews as we go along with the regular season, also with the player interviews. I know we've been able to touch base with the captain, Connor Punnett, when he was named captain of the Barrie Colts and whatnot. So it's really cool stuff. So I thank you again for you guys tuning in. And I am planning to do an OHL trade deadline live stream. So the OHL trade deadline, it is scheduled for January 10th. Once we get closer to the date, I'll let you know the times and when the stream will be if you want to tune in for that. Or even after the whole live stream's recorded, you can tune in just to see all the trades that go by. Because I think this is going to be a very fascinating OHL trade deadline, especially with all the strong teams right now in the Western Conference, and then the East, it's wide open. There's maybe a couple of sellers going into the OHL trade deadline, and I think a lot of people are wondering what are the Sudbury Wolves going to do, because whatever they choose to do, I think is going to have a domino effect on the rest of the Eastern Conference, and it's going to be fascinating. And of course, we do have that trade freeze on right now because of Christmas and the World Juniors, and once that's lifted, I would not be surprised if we get a couple of moves. We'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully, we'll have some big trades on that trade deadline day. So that'll be the live stream. So again, thank you very much for tuning in and for all your support. As I hope you're able to enjoy your Christmas break with family and friends. And just want to say Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you again next week because the Barrie Colts not back in action until the 28th. So that is next Thursday night when they host the Sudbury Wolves. That'll be a 7 o'clock puck drop. It will not be on Rogers TV, but you can still check it out on CHL TV. And of course, after the game, I'll do a recap to talk about the game that was between the Colts and the Wolves as they get set to renew their rivalry next week. So again, thank you for tuning in, and put your comments down below, your thoughts on the news from today, the CHL Top 10 rankings, or the OHL Top Prospects Camp. Is there a player that you're surprised that got an invite, or maybe surprised that didn't get an invite? You can put that down below. And remember to always hit like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you again soon.